Hey guys, and welcome back to another video here on the NTG Sports Lounge channel. Today I'm going to give you my predictions on week 1 of the NFL season. The season starts here in about a week or so with some very good matchups. I'm going to be giving you my predictions on who I think will win the matchups, why they'll win the matchups, and also the final score of the games. I'll be doing this each week. Alright guys, without any more setbacks, let's go ahead and jump into these predictions. And the first game of the season is going to be the Falcons versus the Eagles. In my opinion, I think the Eagles will win this game, coming off the Super Bowl victory last year over the Patriots. I think they're a better team than the Falcons right now. I'm not saying that the Falcons aren't a good team, but I think the Eagles are the cream of the crop right now in the NFL. And maybe my pick to repeat and win the Super Bowl again this year. I think the final score will be 17-10 with the Eagles winning. Okay guys, our next matchup is going to be between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the New York Giants. Probably my two favorite teams in the NFL as of right now. The Giants are my favorite team, but I kind of try to have a second favorite team from the other division, being the AFC, so that if they meet in the Super Bowl, I kind of have to pick and choose which one I'm going to cheer for. But the Jaguars are a very great team. Almost made it to the Super Bowl last year before they lost to the Patriots in the AFC Championship game. Great defense. Leonard Fournette is going to be an incredible second year running back for this team. The Giants was not a great year to be a Giants fan last year. Terrible season. Odell Beckham injured all year. Brandon Marshall injured for partial of the year, and Sterling Shepard being injured a lot of the year. Eli Manning lost his starting position. It was a very sad time to be a Giants fan. With that said, though, I think the Giants will have a better season this year with the draft pick of Barkley from Penn State. But I don't think their team's going to be good enough to beat this Jaguars team with this great defense. So my pick is for the Jaguars to win this game 21-17. Guys, the next matchup is between the Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens, two teams that I'm not big fans of. I don't think the Ravens are going to perform as well they have in years past. I don't think they make the playoffs this year. And the Bills had a pretty decent season last year, but I think they drop off quite a bit this year. In this game, I think it's going to be a very low-scoring game, but I think the Ravens are going to come out and win with a score of 10-3. The next matchup is between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the New Orleans Saints. The Buccaneers are not a very strong team. They're in a very rough division. I think the Saints are going to absolutely obliterate them. The defense for the Buccaneers are not that good, and Drew Brees is one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now. I think that the Saints will come out and win this game 24-10. Next matchup I have is the Houston Texans taking on the New England Patriots. This is going to be a very good matchup in my opinion. The Texans are a really good team. The Patriots, they're always going to be at the top just because of who their quarterback is. Possibly the GOAT at the quarterback position in the NFL. But I think the Texans will give them trouble with their defense. I think the Patriots will come off on top in this game, but it'll be a very close game, and it'll come down to the end, and I think the Patriots will win 17-13. Next matchup that I have here are the 49ers taking on the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are a very good team, very interesting. The few moves they made this offseason, I think they're the better team here, even though the 49ers do have a very good up-and-coming quarterback in Jimmy Garoppolo. I think they have a better season than they had last year with him starting. He went undefeated whenever he became the starter late in the season for them. But I think the Vikings will come out on top 17-10. The matchup that I have here is the Tennessee Titans taking on the Miami Dolphins. This game isn't very interesting to me. I'm not a big fan of either team. Marcus Mariota is an incredible quarterback, and the Dolphins are kind of a rebuilding structure. I think the Titans will end up winning this game, but it'll be a very low-scoring game. Not very thrilling. Not many high points in the game. I think they come out on top 13-10 in this matchup. This matchup that I have here are the Colts taking on the Bengals. The Bengals have always been at like the mid-tier of the NFL teams, making the playoffs some years, not making the playoff the next year, just kind of bouncing back and forth. This is the year where I think they kind of just drop off and not going to be a good contender for the playoffs at all. And on the Colts, last year they didn't have a very good season with Andrew Luck being injured and out all year. If he can come back and play at the top level that he can, because I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, the Colts will have a better season. But we don't know if he's going to play or not. He's still listed as questionable. So I'm going to go with the Bengals winning this game 21-17. As the next matchup I have here are the Steelers taking on the Cleveland Browns. This is going to be a very interesting season with that division with the Ravens, Steelers, Browns, and Bengals. The Steelers, I think, are going to drop off. The Ravens aren't going to be that good this year. I think they'll kind of drop off. I think the Browns have a better season than they have in the past couple years, and the Bengals, I think they're going to drop off. Now, I still think the Steelers will make the playoffs from this division, and I don't think any other team will, but it'll be a better season for the Browns than what they've had in a couple seasons now. Depending on who they start at quarterback, whether it be Baker Mayfield or Tyrod Taylor, the seasons will vary. They're kind of similar quarterbacks. Baker Mayfield likes to throw a little bit more than he does to run, but they're two very capable quarterbacks in bringing this franchise back to where it needs to be. But I think the Steelers will win this matchup 21-14. The next matchup I have here are the Chiefs taking on the Chargers. This game is going to be very high scoring. Both defenses aren't that great in my opinion. The Chiefs they're not favored in this matchup for some reason. I think they are the better team over the Chargers, especially with their new quarterback in Kirk Cousins. I think they were going to come out and beat the Chargers with the underdog victory. I think they will win 28-21 in a very high-scoring game. All right, guys, the next matchup I have here are the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Denver Broncos. This game isn't going to be very interesting. Both teams are kind of in a rebuilding situation. The Seahawks losing very many key parts to their defense that was there many years ago. The Denver Broncos roster is decent, but not anything that can compete for a championship. I think the Seahawks will come out with a victory here of 13-10, a very low-scoring game, though. All right, guys, the next matchup I have here are the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Carolina Panthers. This game will be very high-scoring, in my opinion. They have two very high-scoring offenses. Cam Newton is a very great quarterback right now, different from any other quarterback in the league, in my opinion. He's big, tall, strong. He can run with the best of them. He can throw with the best of them. Ezekiel Elliott with the Cowboys, one of the best running backs in the league, if not the best. Had a very bad season last year with all the legal things that he was going on with throughout the season. I think the Panthers will come out with a victory here with the score being 23-20. The next matchup here, guys, that I have wrote down is the Washington Redskins taking on the Arizona Cardinals. This is a very intriguing matchup, in my opinion. The Redskins aren't a very great team. They're a decent team. They have a good roster. The Cardinals, I think this is the year that they're going to step it up and actually make a run, maybe to the Super Bowl. They have a very talented roster, a good coach. I think they come out with a victory here with the score being 17-13. All right, guys, the next matchup that I have here wrote down is the Chicago Bears taking on the Green Bay Packers. The Packers are always going to be at the top tiers of the NFL teams just due to who their quarterback is, and Aaron Rodgers, one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now, tremendous talent. The Bears are kind of in a rebuilding situation. They have a quarterback that I think can be a star in this league if they give him moments to shine, if they let him throw the ball instead of taking little 5-yard passes and stuff. Let him air it out. Trubisky will be a star in this league, in my opinion, but I don't think he's there yet, and that's why I picked the Packers to win this game 30-10. All right, guys, the next matchup I have wrote down here is the first game for the first week of Monday Night Football. It sees the Jets taking on the Lions. The Jets aren't a very good team, in my opinion. Still kind of rebuilding to get back to where they need to be to compete for a championship. The Lions are the better team, in my opinion. Matthew Stafford is a great quarterback in this league. Still hasn't performed as he should in the playoffs, but I think this will be his first season where he gets in the playoffs and actually wins a game. I picked them to win this game 23-13. And the last matchup here I have is the final game of Week 1, Monday Night Football. The late night game is going to be between the Rams and the Raiders. These are two very good teams, in my opinion. I think this is the best way to end Week 1. The Raiders was a great team a couple years back. Unfortunately, Carr got injured, kind of set them back on their playoff run. Now with their new coach, I think he's going to coach. I think he's going to do a great job there. I think he's going to be what they need to get to the playoffs and possibly make a run for the Super Bowl. The Rams have a great defense. Todd Gurley is incredible, one of the best running backs in the league. I think they're just kind of lacking in a quarterback. Goff is good, but he's not what they need for a Super Bowl run. But I'm going to pick the Raiders to win this game 24-23. And that puts the video on wrap, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on the video. Make sure to share. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, I don't know what you're doing. You're missing out on great content. I will be uploading more here now that sports are kind of picking back up. Kind of been at a slump with sports. With college football coming back up, NFL, college basketball will be starting here pretty soon. The MLB playoffs. It's a good time to be a sports fan right now. As always, guys, hope you enjoy. Peace out.